What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Power of the Primes Dinobot Swoop. This is one of the new deluxe class Transformers from, of course, the Power of the Primes, and it is, of course, the Dinobot Swoop, as I mentioned 5 seconds ago. So, we got Swoop here, finally in deluxe form, finally as Swoop and not like Strafe or any kind of weird thing like that. He's got a sword, he's got some weird fist thing that he comes with, which I assume is for the combined mode. And yeah, looks like a pretty nice representation of Swoop just from the packaging. You got a nice image here on the back, and checking out the back of the packaging. It says, Dinobot Swoop, how will the fearsome Dinobot Bombardier wield the power of the primes? And then it shows you that he can have prime armor using that arm fist whatever thing in his robot mode and his dinosaur mode. And then it shows on the side here how he fits with the prime masters, of course, Macronus, Vector Prime, Leech Maximo, all those kind of fun things. He transforms in 11 steps and retails for right around $16.99. I do apologize, I'm a bit sloppy today, kind of tired. So here is the combined mode for the Dinobots as well. Looking a bit silly, if I do say so myself. Not really a huge fan of the combined Dinobot mode, but that's fine, to each their own. And he's got some nice actual little relief images of all of the different prime symbols on the side, which is probably going to be too hard to see on camera, but they're there, I assure you. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the package, and we will check him out in just a moment. Alright guys, so here we have Dinobot Swoop from Power of the Primes. Let's take a quick look at his collector card. So the way this whole thing works is you get these collector cards. They are randomized, so you never know what you're going to get, but in this case we've got Swoop here, and mine happens to be Alchemist Swoop. And he plants disorienting fear inside enemy circuits. I imagine he could do that just by being a giant robot dinosaur, but sure, whatever. So yeah, that's how this whole thing works. You're going to get a random prime assigned to your particular Swoop, so your mileage will vary on these cards. So, but it's a nice picture of Swoop anyway, so there you go. We've got Swoop here. He's got a weapon. He's got his sword, his S-word there, and he's got this weird contraption on his back, which we'll get into a little bit more momentarily, but in the meantime it does just plug on to these two tabs here via these couple of slots, and he can fly around with that on his back if you so choose. He can also carry his little sword underneath his dino chin. He's got a little peg hole there, and you can just plug it in, and you can fly around, I guess, jab at people like that. He's also got some post holes here for some action stands if you so choose, and he's got some little feet because he's, you know, he's a robot dino creature monster. Anyway, he can sit up if that's your if that's more your style. You can have him kind of hanging out there and chilling in that pose, which is a nice little bonus. And you can like hop around and go woo, boing, boing, boing. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, his mouth does open and close. His head, his dinosaur head, does not really want to stay over his robot head a whole bunch. So that is kind of a bummer. That might be, I mean, it's just a, looks like it's just on a friction joint there. It's not pinned on, so you could probably just take that, add some polish or something to it, and get that to tighten up a little bit. But in the meantime, it's not too bad. It's not like it falls down. It's just, you know, it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna stand up to force, that's for sure. He's got wings. They can flap a little bit. He does have pegs for the little guys, the micro, you know, master dudes. They can post on there. So that does impede the upward movement of his wings a little bit, but it's not too bad. They can go down a good amount. And of course you can kind of flap them from this end as well, so that's pretty cool. Not too much else to say about Dino mode, other than it's pretty nice. It's a nice little swoop. It's been a long time since I feel we've gotten like a decent swoop. Is it just me, or like really long time? So he does have some nice tampoed bits on him here. Really nice tech designs. Really nice paintwork. He does have a lot of paint on him, surprisingly. His feet are fully painted red and then silver. He's got some red paint around here, some dark gray or black, or it's kind of a gunmetal. A lot of paint on his robot head. I'll show that off shortly. He's got the clear over the gold for his dino head, which is really nice. And then his lower jaw also appears to be fully painted as well. Yeah, that's definitely painted on. So very, very cool. Now, transformation is as follows and is easy. So let's get into it. So for transformation, we're going to go ahead and straighten this guy out. His legs, actually you want them like straight like that. And you're just going to go ahead and flip those up. You can see there's a little tab here. It's going to kind of sort of mostly sort of kind of tab onto there for the robot mode legs. Now we're going to go ahead and bring this whole section down. You see these two big tabs, they tab into the wings, which is interesting. They actually tab into the wings at like an angle, so if you have the wings like that, it's not going to work. You got to have them out just one click out to the side, but they do go out more than one click, so if you want, you know, whatever, you can do that as well. Anyway, so we're just going to bring these legs down like that. And then we're going to go ahead and flip the feet forward. And that's pretty much the legs done. Now we're going to go ahead and bring the arms out. They're just going to untab from the sides here. Rotate those around. Bring the fists out. Bring that out. Rotate the fist out. Turn it around. And now we're just going to go ahead and bring this head section down like that. And then bring the dino head down, revealing the robot head. And then we're going to go ahead and, I mean, you could do pretty much whatever you want with the wings. I'm going to, you know, for now, just like put them back because I feel like I can do something with that. I don't know. But yeah, so there you have Swoop in robot mode. And he's actually really nice looking. He's very skinny. He's like a very svelte guy here. But it does have a hip or waist articulation rather. And the dinosaur head doesn't totally get in the way. It easily kind of moves out of the way. And the hips are small enough that it doesn't really, you know, break the image too much, if you know what I mean. So he does have his sword. You can stick that right in his hand, should you so desire. And let's take a look at this guy. Articulation is pretty good. He's got head on a ball joint. It's a little bit limited just due to the shape of the head. And I want to show this head off, first of all, because the paintwork on this head is just great. Really, really nicely done paintwork. I love this guy's face. I love his head sculpt. I love the paintwork on it. I think it's fantastic. He's got nice range of articulation in the arms. Ball jointed, you can move them all the way around. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have elbow joints like that. The hands you can move in and out if you so desire. He does have the empty forearms, but you know, such is life. He does have the hip or waist articulation, as we mentioned. He does have ball jointed hips. He's got a thigh swivel, and he's got a decent knee bend as well as a foot, you know, rock back and forth. So that's pretty good, pretty good. He does have extra transformation joints in his legs, and that is for the other combined modes that he's capable of, like we've seen in other things like that. So I'm not going to get into the combined mode in this video. I'm going to do that when I get Grimlock and or the other Dinobots together and, you know, show off that whole combined mode. So there you go. I'll wait for that, but you can get some nice poses with the wings as well. And let's take a quick look at this Prime power situation. He does have this hand fist thing, very much like Combiner Wars, where, you know, he's got the hand, you can turn into whatever. But for this guy, it's kind of just like a shield or a claw weapon, maybe. I'm not too entirely sure, but the whole gimmick is you can take this little plastic piece out, and it does just come out, it doesn't attach to anything. And then you can take your Prime, you know, Prime Master or whatever you want to call it, and I'm using Aimless here as a stand-in, and just plug it in to that shield bit or whatever, and that will activate the power of the primes for this particular character, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't, you know, it's not for me, but it's not bad or anything. It's just, I don't really need the gimmicks. Just give me good, solid Transformers figures, and I'll be happy. And luckily, that's what this guy is. He's a nice, solid Transformers figure. He's far from perfect, but I think they did a great job of capturing Swoop. He's got even kind of a slight smirk on his face, almost. So I think they did a really, really nice job with this figure. Let's check him out from the back. He's very clean. It's basically just like, here's this thing. That's what I got in my back. Don't look at it, please. Thanks. He does have a post for flying around, and yeah, he's just overall a nice, solid, deluxe Dinobot Swoop figure. So I'm quite pleased with him. So that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really does help me. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I've got more Power of the Primes coming, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.